1. John Busovicki is with us. Wait a second. John Busovicki is with us. We're either talking about Notre Dame football or the Coin Club. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Todd.
It's good to have you in the studio with us again.
Thank you.
Doing well? Doing well? Are you doing well?
Well, hanging in there.
Hanging in there. Well, that's the best that can be expected
It's
sometimes.
tough, but trying to do the best I can.
You have been with the Indiana Coin Club almost from the beginning, haven't you?
Well, not quite, but I've been the board chairman for 33 years.
Yeah.
But I belonged before that.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's a special group of people, long-term people in the Indiana Coin Club.
Yes.
Yeah, people have been collecting. And you started collecting coins when you were a little boy?
I was about 7 years old when I started collecting buffalo nickels and Indian head pennies out of circulation.
Mm-hmm. Still have them?
I still have them, yes. Yes.
I bet you if you pulled out some of those coins, you could say exactly where you were when you first came across that coin. I know where I got this one. I know where I got that one.
I can remember when I was a kid, the comic books in the back. They used to sell them, real cheap. You could, order them. And I know I got some of the early ones that way, but most of them I got out of circulation.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you also get the Charles Atlas bodybuilding kit from the back of the comic book as well? And
no.
You didn't get the X-ray glasses, did you?
No, but I read about them, but I never...
They were in there as well. Well, the Indiana Coin Club has a wonderful tradition of putting on a show in the spring and in the fall, and the fall show's coming up.
That's right. This Saturday from 10 o'clock in the morning until 5 in the afternoon, we'll have our 59th annual show.
59 years.
59 years, yes. 1958 we got started.
Yeah.
And I was in Youngstown working at the Youngstown Sheet and Tube Company when I got out of high school for 4 years. I didn't have money to go to college, so I went out to Youngstown and worked making roof bolts for 4 years. And then when I came back in 1961, then I started at IUP.
Uh-huh.
So I was collecting before that, off and on. But once I went out there and once I started college, I had to let up because didn't have the time. But once I got back and started teaching and that, then I started collecting in earnest.
Now, in earnest, in Creekside and everywhere else. I know the old joke there. So
Yes.
The coin show is coming up this weekend. I know you always have vendors come that you recognize from show to show. Do you get new vendors too?
Oh, yes. We get new vendors from time to time, but most of them are the same ones that we've had over the years. Mm-hmm. But for example, this weekend there's a big show down in Gettysburg. So some of our dealers are down there, so we try to replace them with other dealers that we haven't had before.
Yeah, yeah. And when they come, I bet you they are able to share with you and with others at the show. Well, here's my latest find. This is my newest great discovery, and what they've come across, because they're collectors too.
That's right. In other words, they're always looking for coins, to sell because that's what they do. They're dealers. And so they like to brag if they find, let's say, a new collection that hasn't been on the market, let's say, for a while.
Yeah.
It makes their day.
It's a literal treasure chest is what it is. So folks can do that at the coin show. You'd love for folks that have been collecting coins or maybe have just 5 or 10 or 1 or 2 coins to come down, show them to the vendors, find out about them.
Well, sure, they can do that. They can sell them. Like I said, they're always looking for coins, and if they have any questions, of course, the dealers will answer them, or members of our club. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So they can come on Saturday between 10 and 5 o'clock. You'd like
yes.
them to get there early enough.
Get there early because after 4, most of the dealers are going to be gone.
They're going to break down their stuff. And
it's advertised until 5.
Yeah, and you get obviously a great emphasis on children.
Yes, at 1 o'clock we have a Coins for Kids program at every show, and we try to give the kids information about coins and other collectibles, currency, etc., tokens. And we make sure that the kids get a nice little packet of, variety of paper money and foreign coins. And we give them a proof set, and they're pretty happy, and they can ask questions. And then we also have We give each participant a packet of 10 PAN, what we call PAN dollars. PAN stands for Pennsylvania Association Numismatists, and they've made up these dollar bills, replicas, and the kids get a chance to use them in our auction. Some of the dealers and that have donated coins for the auction, and we give the kids a chance to ask questions, pick up a few extra dollars along with the 10 that they get in their packet, and so they can bid then on coins that we have in our little auction. So they can add to their packet, and they really enjoy that.
They begin a little lifelong habit right there.
That's right.
It's a good hobby to have.
Oh, yeah. It's a fun hobby. Teaches kids about money, hopefully saving money.
Sure.
We always say that people aren't saving enough money, and, it used to be that 10% was like maybe a basic, amount that you might want to save over a period of time. Maybe now they keep saying it's maybe 15 or 20. Because the pensions that we used to enjoy, a lot of the companies have gotten rid of them.
Sure.
And now they have to subsidize and form their own pensions with 401ks, et cetera.
Yeah. You were here in the spring, of course, for the spring show. Here you are for the fall show. I don't know if it works this way, but between that show and this one, have there been great finds and discoveries in the coin world that all of a sudden every collector starts talking about? Did you hear about this? Maybe they've come across some uncirculated coins of some sort.
What has happened, we've had a lot of big coin auctions. There are these companies that have auctions all the time, and they've sold some amazing coins. They just sold an 1804 silver dollar for I think it was $3.2 million. Sure. And they sold an 1893 chain cent for over $1 million. In other words, those auctions are going on all the time, and the big dollar coins, it seems, have been doing very, very well. These are well-heeled collectors that collect those. So those are going on. They did find a 1943 steel a penny that was made out of copper. All the 1943 cents should have been made out of steel and covered with zinc. But there was a copper one they just found, and I think they auctioned it off for like $263,000. Yes.
And one of the things about it is that people, especially those who live in older houses, they, sometimes they're doing a remodeling project. They come across some coins or some bills that nobody knew was there. They've been buried for decades, or they open a drawer, or they find a false bottom in a drawer or something like that, and all of a sudden they've come upon what might be worth a great amount of money, might be just worth, for the curiosity's sake of it, its rarity, something of great value to them just personally. And those are certainly things that folks can bring to the coin show as well.
Well, sure, they can bring anything down here. We encourage them to do that. If they have a question about a coin or maybe a token or something, certainly paper money, that's where you want to come down. It's free, doesn't cost anything to get in, and we have roughly 40-some tables set up there, at least 40. So there are a lot of knowledgeable dealers there, and we could certainly answer most of their questions. Yeah,
so there you go, moms and dads and grannies and grandpas. You can bring out your coins and other collectible currencies to the coin show. It's going to be at the S&T Bank Arena at the White Township Recreation Complex, happening this weekend on Saturday.
That's right.
All right, so John, here's the real big important question for you, as the Indiana County historian that you are. How many Heritage Conference games have ever been played on artificial turf? The answer is none.
None.
But
Penn's Manor's going to get a chance to open up Friday night, tomorrow night on artificial turf.
Yeah, how about that?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's going to be something else to see, and we'll have that game on 92.5 FM U92. There have been teams from the Heritage Conference that have played on turf, but not a Heritage Conference game. And so that'll be exciting. Well, I know the climber community is pretty excited about it.
We are. We did play the first game on turf. We had to play Northern Cambria at Indiana.
That's true.
So that was on
That's
turf.
true. So there you go. The answer to a trivia question is just a couple of weeks ago when
That's right.
there was a Heritage Conference game played on turf. Nicely done by you. Good recovery too. But that'll be happening on Friday, and we'll look forward to that. Coin show coming up Saturday, and that is at the S&T Bank Arena, White Township Recreation Complex, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
And 1 o'clock, the Coins for Kids program.
There you go. Everybody's invited. John, thanks for coming in to visit with us.
You're welcome, Todd.
He's John Busovicki. It is Indiana in the Morning, presented by First Commonwealth Bank here on WCCS, AM 1160, FM 101.1.